Hi everyone, my name is Anna Anders, humbly here at forglobalpeace.com. This is the third video I'm shooting today on November 20th, 2014. And I'm talking about my activist work in corrupt Cleveland, Ohio. I'm talking about how I made some peace flag designs back in 2003, right after 9/11, immediately after 9/11. I made these graphic art designs and I put them on postcards and I sent them out to the corrupt White House. Okay, and I sent them out to George Bush Jr., the Clintons, McCain, and the top politicians that you see a lot in Main Street media today, okay? And I'm going to tell you, not one of them contacted me back in reference to those postcards, and except for the governor of Ohio at the time, and he sent me a letter, and I can show you that later. But anyways, what I want to say humbly is this. So I made these designs in 2003 in Cleveland, Ohio, and I was getting ready to go very public with the work in 2003 to spring of 2004. And in the spring of 2004, tragically enough, we had a family member who was abducted, and that would be GINA. My cousin Nancy, her beautiful daughter GINA, was abducted by Ariel Castro. And that happened on April 4th, 2004. And oddly enough, GINA was walking home from school that day when she got abducted by Ariel Castro, and she was actually walking home from school with Ariel Castro's daughter. GINA was friends with her. And they were walking home from school, and what happened was the girls decided that they wanted to call Nancy and ask if she could spend the night. My cousin Nancy said yes, she could spend the night. And so what happened was Nancy said, call her mom and ask for permission. Well, the little girl called her mom and asked for permission, and what happened was the mother said, no, baby, we got stuff to do. So at that point, the girls separated, okay? And GINA was walking down West 105th near Fidelity, right by Fidelity. And what happened was, as Ariel Castro was approaching GINA in his car, there was two brothers that were driving right directly behind Ariel Castro. And those brothers' names are Brian K. Poindexter and Eric Poindexter, which recently I've had the privilege of speaking to Brian and his mother as well. And what I want to say to you is the guys noticed that this guy was trying to talk to this young girl on the sidewalk. And Brian noticed immediately that Ariel Castro had vanity license plates. And the license plate number was Elliot C. Okay, so the guys pulled alongside, just being a little nosy to see what this guy looks like, Ariel Castro. And Brian said to his brother, hey, he's too old to be talking to her. But they kept on driving, you know. They drove on to Elmira Avenue, which is right down from 105th and Fidelity. Anyways, the guys got onto their street. They were on their way home from work. They got onto their street, and Brian said, hey, I don't have a good feeling about this, and let's go back and see, just to make sure. So they went back. They did a U-turn on Elmira, went back down to 105th and Fidelity. At that point, GINA was gone, and so was Ariel Castro. He was already taking her home to his place, where he kept her for 10 years. The two brothers, Brian and Eric Poindexter, immediately contacted the authorities, gave all the information of what Ariel Castro looked like, gave the plate number, the vanity plate number, to the detective that came out, I believe it was on Monday, because GINA got abducted on a Friday. Gave the plate number to the detective, the description and color of the vehicle, and, you know, the guys felt good about that information that they passed on, or was feeling good. But the problem was the detective actually questioned these two brothers as if they had something wrong about their information. Okay, so the detective ended up harassing Brian and Eric Poindexter. So today, I want to find out who that detective was. I think that's critical information as to why GINA was held for 10 years with Ariel Castro And the corrupt authorities in Cleveland, Ohio pretended to look for GINA for 10 years. I say pretended because they had the information, the pertinent information from day one. Okay? So, and not only that, I want you to know that our government, 6 months after GINA went missing, our government took Ariel Castro's daughter and placed her in witness protection in the state of Illinois. Why would our government have done that? Why did Ariel Castro's daughter need to be placed into witness protection? What did she need to be protected from? The other thing I want to make note about here too, folks, is this. When GINA went missing, my cousin Nancy wanted a Amber Alert to be put out for GINA. The corrupt Cleveland cops told my cousin Nancy that GINA did not meet the specifications for the Amber Alert to go out. But I want to tell you something. A corrupt Cleveland cop, after GINA was abducted, his daughter's dog, let me repeat myself, his daughter's dog went missing, and the corrupt cop got to put an Amber Alert out for his daughter's missing dog. But GINA didn't meet the criteria for 10 years. So in 2011, I went home with some peace flags. These peace flags right here, these designs right here, I went home with them and took them to Ground Zero, gave them away for free, didn't ask for anything from nobody. Got into Cleveland, Ohio, corrupt Cleveland, Ohio, and I knew I wanted to be proactive to help and find GINA. So Mother's Day 2012, this is what a Mother's Day picnic looked like with my children. These are my 2 beautiful daughters, my son, my 2 grandchildren, and my son-in-laws. Okay, so I wanted to show them the activist signs that I was going to use to humbly try and locate GINA, to look for her. I also made a 4-page newsletter called All Eyes on It, ending the newsletter with the story about our family. Okay, this newsletter came through prayer and meditation. What I want to say is I did this activist work from Mother's Day 2012 throughout the summer, spring and summer of 2012, and then I came home to Flagstaff, Arizona. May 6th of 2013, my son's birthday, a story broke out of corrupt Cleveland, Ohio. And that story was that they found 3 girls, 3 ladies, in the home of Ariel Castro.